Okay, so picture this. The power goes out again. That sudden silence, the fridge going quiet, maybe the Wi-Fi cutting out. It's frustrating, right?
Oh, absolutely. Or maybe you're planning that big camping trip, dreaming of being outdoors, but you still want some basic comforts, like coffee.
Exactly. Coffee is non-negotiable. And that underlying challenge, it's always about reliable power, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you keep things running when you're off the grid or the grid just fails?
It's a real modern dilemma. You want security, you want connection, you want comfort.
And you definitely don't want to rely on noisy, smelly gas generators if you can help it. So that's what we're diving into today. We're looking for, well, maybe the ultimate answer.
Portable power stations, they've come such a long way.
They really have. And our sources, expert reviews, comparisons, they keep pointing to two big contenders from EcoFlow, the Delta2 Max and the newer Delta3 Plus. They seem to be leaders in this whole area.
Yeah, EcoFlow's definitely made a name for itself.
So we've done the homework, sifted through the specs, the reviews, all that noise to bring you the clearest picture. Okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is pretty straightforward. Figure out which of these EcoFlow units is actually the right fit for you. Is it for home, backup, camping, or maybe just keeping your essential tech safe during those flickers?
And it's worth saying up front, why people even look at something like EcoFlow. It's that promise of silent, fume-free, clean energy.
Right. Much safer, quieter than the old gas generators.
Absolutely. It provides real peace of mind during a blackout or, just reliable comfort out in the wild. It's about control, really.
That's a great way to put it. Control. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. The core question for most people is, how much power are we actually talking about here? Capacity, output. This is where things get really interesting, isn't it?
It is. This is often the first big dividing line.
Let's start with the Delta2 Max. The reviews consistently call this thing a true home backup beast. And you look at the numbers, I mean, wow.
Yeah, the specs are pretty serious.
Its base capacity is 2048 watt-hours. That's substantial on its own. But then it's expandable up to a huge 6 kilowatt-hours. 6. With extra batteries, of course.
And that changes the game entirely, doesn't it? That's not just keep the lights on for a bit. That's potentially powering essentials for days.
Exactly. It shifts the whole mindset. Then there's the AC output, 2,400 watts continuous.
Which is enough for a lot of household appliances.
Right. And it gets better. With their X-Boost thing, it can surge up to 3,400 watts.
Which is key for things like refrigerators, maybe a space heater, even some power tools. Things with a big initial power draw.
So, yeah. Built for those longer outages, running the serious stuff, keeping the home running, pretty much.
Definitely positioned as the home resilience option.
Okay, now let's look at the EcoFlow Delta3 Plus. What's its story?
Well, it's a bit different. Base capacity is 24 watt-hours, so half the max to start.
Okay, still decent, but smaller.
Right. But it's also expandable, up to 5 kilowatt-hours. So still very capable in terms of total energy storage.
Gotcha. And the output?
AC output is 1,800 watts, and it can surge up to 2,700 watts.
So a step down from the Max, but still pretty potent. The sources call it a powerful all-rounder.
Yeah, and that seems fair. It can handle up to 13 devices at once, apparently. So think weekend camping trips, tailgating.
Or maybe backup for apartment essentials where you're not trying to power the whole place, but just key things.
Exactly. It's versatile. And what's fascinating here is how clearly their main uses kind of diverge based on just these core specs.
Right. It's pretty clear-cut.
If you need or want the capability to power large chunks of your house for potentially days, the Delta2 Max is clearly aiming for that. That 6 kilowatt potential is massive.
It's a peace of mind through brute force option, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. But if you're looking for something more portable, something for adventures, or for more targeted backup, the Delta3 Plus, it really shines there. It's powerful, but maybe more agile.
Agile. I like that. Okay, so power and capacity, clear differences. But you mentioned investment. These aren't cheap. So the next big question has to be longevity, right? How long will these batteries actually last you?
Crucial question. You want this thing to serve you for years, not just a couple of seasons.
And the good news here, based on everything we've read, is that both units share a really significant advantage.
The battery chemistry.
Exactly. They both use LFP batteries. That's lithium iron phosphate.
Which is a huge deal. It's just inherently safer, more stable, and lasts much, much longer than the older lithium-ion types you still find in some cheaper power stations.
It really seems like the new gold standard. So that's a big plus for both.
Absolutely. It's a core strength for EcoFlow across the board here.
Okay, but let's get specific. The Delta2 Max, what's its lifespan look like?
It's rated for an impressive 3,000 cycles before the capacity drops to 80%.
3,000. Okay, translate that for us. What does that mean in real terms?
Well, okay. Imagine you fully charged and discharged it every single day.
Right.
Which is pretty heavy use, right?
Yeah, most people won't do that.
Exactly. Even then, it would take over 8 years to reach that 80% capacity point. So for typical use, we're talking well over a decade of solid performance.
Wow. Okay. And it has a 5-year warranty, too, which backs that up.
Right. That warranty provides a good baseline of confidence.
Now, what about the Delta3 Plus? Does it match that?
It actually goes even further on cycle life. It boasts a 4,000 cycle lifespan before hitting that 80% mark.
4,000. So potentially even longer lasting under the same usage.
Potentially, yeah. It's really pushing the envelope on longevity. But wait, there's another durability aspect for the 3 Plus that's quite interesting.
Oh, what's that?
It features an IP65 rated battery pack.
IP65. Okay, what does that mean practically? Dust, water.
Yeah, basically it's significantly protected against dust ingress, and it can handle water jets. So think splashes, maybe some rain, definitely dust.
Ah, so it's much more rugged for outdoor use then. Less worry about the elements.
Exactly. You could use it more confidently on a dusty campsite, maybe near the water if you're boating, or even in a workshop environment. It adds a layer of robustness for less predictable conditions.
That sounds like a really practical advantage, especially if you plan on taking it out and about a lot.
It really is. And like the Max, it also comes with that same 5-year warranty.
Okay, so connecting this back, both are built to last, thanks to that LFP tech. That's clear.
Definitely. It's a solid foundation for both.
But the Delta3 Plus seems to have a slight edge in pure cycle count, and then that IP65 rating gives it a real bonus for the outdoor types, the adventurers.
I'd agree with that. The weather resistance, in particular, could be a deciding factor for some users. It just feels designed with that active, potentially messy use case in mind.
Makes sense. Okay, power covered, longevity covered. What about speed? Nobody wants to wait ages for their power station to recharge, right? EcoFlow is kind of famous for fast charging.
Yeah, their extreme charging tech is, well, genuinely fast. It's one of their big selling points.
So how do these two stack up against each other? Is one faster? And are there any other special features, the unique things that might be the real tiebreakers?
Good questions. Let's look at charging speed first.
Okay, Delta2 Max.
The Delta2 Max can hit 80% charge in just 43 minutes, which is incredibly fast for a battery this size.
43 minutes. Wow, how does it do that?
It achieves that speed by combining AC wall charging and solar input simultaneously. So if you have both available, you could really pour the power in.
Ah, okay, so using multiple inputs at once. The sources call it fastest charging in its class. Seems legit.
It's seriously quick, yeah. Less downtime is always good.
Definitely. What about the Delta3 Plus? Can it keep up?
It's right there with it, maybe even slightly faster on AC alone. It charges to 80% in about 40 minutes just using a standard wall outlet.
40 minutes on AC alone. Okay, so pretty much a tie then, speed-wise.
Practically, yeah. Tiny difference. But the Delta3 Plus offers a bit more flexibility in how you charge it, which is interesting.
Flexibility, how so?
It includes a dedicated 800-watt alternator port.
Alternator port, meaning you can charge it directly from your car.
Exactly. While you're driving or even just idling the engine. That's super convenient for road trips, RV life, van life, anywhere you're relying on your vehicle.
Okay, that is a really useful feature for mobile use. So while the speeds are similar, the methods differ slightly.
Right. The Delta2 Max gets its top speed combining AC and solar, great if you have a solar setup. The Delta3 Plus matches the speed on AC alone and adds that handy car charging option. So it kind of depends on your typical charging scenario.
Interesting distinction. Okay, now for the special features, the real differentiators maybe.
Yeah, beyond the core specs.
For the Delta2 Max, we've kind of established its main strength is that raw power and expandability for home backup.
That's its core identity.
But it does have another practical feature, especially for home use. It's apparently very quiet, like 30 decibels quiet.
Which is really quiet, like a whisper or a quiet library.
So if you have it running inside during an outage, you'd barely hear it. That's a big plus for comfort.
Huge plus. You don't want a noisy machine humming away while you're trying to sleep or relax during a stressful situation.
Good point. Now, the Delta3 Plus, it has something that sounds pretty significant. 10 millisecond UPS functionality.
Ah, yes, the UPS feature. Uninterruptible power supply.
10 milliseconds. That sounds instantaneous, pretty much. Why is that specific feature such a big deal? Who needs that?
Well, it's critical for protecting sensitive electronics. Think about your computer, especially if you work from home. or a NAS drive storing important data, even some medical equipment like CPAP machines.
Okay, so what does the UPS actually do?
It means if the power from the wall flickers, even for a tiny fraction of a second, often so fast you barely notice,
Uh-huh.
the Delta3 Plus switches over to its battery power in just 10 milliseconds. That's fast enough that those sensitive devices don't even register the interruption. They just keep running smoothly.
Ah, I see. So it prevents data loss or prevents a device from crashing or rebooting during those tiny blips in power, not just full blackout.
Exactly. It safeguards continuity. It prevents potential data corruption on drives, ensures your work isn't lost, and keeps critical medical devices operating without a hitch. It's a subtle feature, but for people with that kind of gear, it's absolutely essential. It's not just backup, it's seamless protection.
Wow. Okay. That's a really important distinction. It makes you think, doesn't it? It raises that key question for you, the listener. What are your absolute deal breakers?
Precisely.
Is it having the quietest possible operation for your home, like the Delta2 Max offers? Maximum comfort during an outage?
Or is it that lightning-fast, seamless UPS switch from the Delta3 Plus? That protection for your critical work computer, your gaming setup, maybe essential medical tech that just cannot afford even a momentary glitch.
Understanding which of those unique benefits resonates most with your life, your needs, that seems key to making the final call here.
Absolutely. It clarifies the choice beyond just the raw numbers.
So let's try and bring it all together. What does this comparison mean for your specific needs? Choosing between the EcoFlow Delta2 Max and the Delta3 Plus.
Yeah.
It really boils down to priorities, doesn't it?
It does. It's about matching the tool to the job.
Let's lay it out clearly. Based on our sources, you should probably choose the EcoFlow Delta2 Max if you need serious whole house backup for potentially long outages.
Right. If you're prepping for multi-day events.
Also, if you know you need to run those high wattage appliances, think big fridges, freezers, maybe a well pump, power tools, that 2400W continuous, 3400W surge is built for that.
Definitely. If you need the muscle.
And finally, if maximum possible capacity is your top priority, if you want the option to scale up to that huge 6 kilowatt hours for ultimate peace of mind, it's the Resilience Champ.
Good summary. It's the heavyweight contender for home backup.
Okay. On the other hand, you should probably choose the EcoFlow Delta3 Plus if maybe portability is high on your list.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's significantly lighter, like 27 pounds versus the Max's 50 pounds. Much easier to move around for camping, RVing, tailgating.
Makes a huge difference if you're loading and unloading it frequently.
Definitely.
Also, choose the 3 Plus if you need that true UPS feature. For your home office, sensitive electronics, medical gear, that 10-meter switchover is its killer app, really.
For sure. If that protection is non-negotiable, the 3 Plus is the obvious choice there.
And lastly, maybe if you're looking for that sweet spot, a really good balance of power, capacity, portability, and those versatile charging options, including the car charger, it feels like the adaptable all-rounder.
Adaptable. Yeah, I think that fits. It covers a lot of bases very capably.
So different strengths for different needs. But EcoFlow itself, why do they stand out in this crowded market? What makes them a good choice generally?
Well, regardless of which model fits you best, EcoFlow consistently gets praise for a few key things. That industry-leading fast charging we talked about, it's a huge convenience factor.
Right, less waiting around.
Their use of those durable, long-lasting LFP batteries is another major plus. It speaks to quality and long-term value.
Safety and longevity, yeah.
And their smart app control is usually pretty well regarded. It gives you easy monitoring and control right from your phone.
Okay, so that combination, the speed, the build quality, the battery tech, the user-friendliness, that's what makes them a strong contender overall.
I think so, yeah. For anyone serious about getting reliable portable power, they offer a really compelling package. It feels like they're not just selling specs. They're selling a complete and well-thought-out solution. Empowerment, like you said earlier.
Yeah, empowerment. That feels right. It really is about empowering your life, isn't it? Your adventures, your home security, making sure you're not left in the dark, literally or, well, metaphorically.
Mm-hmm. Having that control over your own energy source is it's pretty liberating.
It really is. So, as you, our listener, weigh these options, the Delta2 Max versus the Delta3 Plus, maybe take a moment to think about this. What's the one essential comfort or that one critical piece of technology in your life, your work, your health, your connection that you would absolutely want to guarantee power to no matter what happens with the grid? mull that over.
That really focuses the mind, doesn't it?
It does. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the EcoFlow Power Play. We hope this breakdown helps you find the perfect energy solution for your needs.
Hope it was helpful.
Until next time.